Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at astampabove.com and I am going to show you how to make this beautiful little gift bag today. It looks kind of complicated, but it really isn't. So let's get started. I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer and scorer. I've got 2 pieces of designer series paper, and it really does work better if you use double-sided designer series paper. You have a design on both sides. I'm going to put these together and cut them both at the same time. You can cut individually if you want, but they both need to be the same. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Now, I know that this paper is 12 by 12, and I need some handles for my little gift bag. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut 3/4 of an inch off the edge of both of these sheets. So these are going to be my handles for my gift bag. Next, I'm going to take my designer series paper and I'm going to cut it at 9 3/4 of an inch. I'm just going to set these aside. Those are scraps to use for some other project, right? And then I'm going to cut this at 9 3/4 also. So this bag is, you're going to use 2 pieces at 9 3/4 by 9 3/4. And again, these are scraps that I can use for something else. Now, once you have these done, we're going to separate them. We're going to do one at a time. And I'm going to move my cutting blade out of the way because we all know what happens if we don't do that. Who's been there? We're going to score from the top and the bottom at 1 1/4 inches on both pieces. Once we have that done, I'm going to hold my paper so that I know my score lines are at the top and the bottom of each piece. Now we need to score on the left side, and I'm going to turn this over. This is going to be the outside of my bag. This is the gorgeous Petal Promenade designer series paper. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, and 2 inches. So I'm going to turn this around and score at 1/2 inch. I always kind of like to go this way so I know that my paper is going to be up against this backboard nicely. Then I'm flipping it around and doing 1 1/4 and 2 inches. And we're going to do that on the left side of both pieces. So you want to make sure that if your paper has a different pattern on one side than the other, you want to make sure that you are scoring this on the left side of both pieces. So I'm going to do 1/2 inch here and then flip it around and score at 1 1/4 and 2 inches again. So I'll show you this in just a second. Okay, so we have score lines at 1/2, 1 1/4, and 2 inches on both of these pieces on the left side only. And then we have a score line at the top and the bottom that is 1 1/4 and 1 1/4. Now we're going to come in with both of these pieces and we are going to do a little bit of trimming on this bottom tab. Now, we have a score line at 1 1/4 from the bottom, and then we've got a score line at 1/2 inch, 2 inches, and 1 1/4. So that's what this is going to look like, okay? This is our 1/2 inch, this is our 1 1/4, and our 2 inch, and that's how you're going to fold it. We're going to fold it just like this. Now we need to cut off this little outside tab here, and we're going to do that on both pieces. And then anytime you're making boxes or bags, we're going to cut on this score line also. This is the 2 inch score line. Anytime you're making bags or boxes where you have to put these ends together, you want to take a little sliver out of the tabs so that they will go together easier. It just makes them lay nicer. We're gonna do the same thing here, so I'll repeat this. We're gonna fold over that little tab and then do a mountain and a land, or a mountain and a valley here, just like that. And now we're going to, again, cut off this little tab. And cut this piece and trim out a little sliver there. Okay, now we are going to take, we folded up the bottom on this piece, on our gift bag. The bottom is folded up. The top we're gonna fold backwards because we wanna see this on the outside of our bag. So again, the top we're gonna fold backwards, just like that. And at this point, you can put some adhesive in there to hold this down. So I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue to this layer, just to hold it in place. And then we've got our tops folded down on both of these. Now we're going to glue these tabs together on our gift bag, and we're almost finished. That's how simple this is. You want to use your bone folder to go through and burnish those edges so you get good crisp folds. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Then we're going to add, whoops, a little bit of glue just to this tab right here. Don't put too much glue. We have a tendency to use too much glue, and if you use too much glue, it'll be oozing out all over the place. You don't want that, and you also don't want to have to hold it too long in place. The less glue you use, the less drying time there is, and the better and happier your project is going to be. You won't get glue all over your fingers. You can also use any type of a very strong adhesive. Tear and tape works good, sticky strip, any type of a product like that. And then you're just going to simply hold these together. Make sure everything's squared up. I like the glue because it gives you some wiggle room, right? It works really good. And there's our cute little bag. Now we're going to finish up the bottom here. We're going to fold in these tabs. And we're going to add just a little bit of glue. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here on the tabs. And then fold this down. Now again, this, let me get this out of the way here. This will wiggle around on you, so you want to make sure that you're squaring your box up when we get this glue on. Your box, your bag, sorry. Okay, so we're going to square this up nicely, make sure all those ends are matching up. Now I'm going to turn this over and put my hand down in here so I can put some pressure inside to make sure that that's glued in place just like that. And now that we have our bag done, we can put our handles on. Now if you want to, you can trim these handles down so they're not so long. You get to decide now whether you want this side of your designer series paper to be your handle, or if you would like this to be your handle. And I think I'm going to go with the peach color. And I do have some brads to put in the handles. While it's not necessary, it will certainly secure them in place so that they will never come apart. But if I were to do that, I would glue this down. First of all, I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on my handle. Make sure that's nice and straight. And then I'm going to add a brad in the center of one of these little die cut flowers. Now the flowers are just a nice little embellishment. They're not necessary, but they're going to dress up your gift bag a little bit if you happen to have a flower that you can add. And I'm just going to grab one of these little silver brads and add that. And now I know that my handles are never going to come off, right? Not unless you tear them off. Push that down there. Isn't that cute? Add a little bit of glue over here. That was a lot of glue. And then I'm going to come in here and add one of my die cut flowers. There we go. We're going to do the same thing to the other side. Get that paper out. Make some gift bags. I'll show you a matching card in just a second that I made with another piece of this gorgeous designer series paper. The other pattern that I showed at the beginning of the video, I do have a matching card that goes with that. It's oh so pretty. It really takes your gift giving from special to fabulous, right? All gifts that we give are great, but if somebody knows that you put time and effort into making them extra special, that's just a bonus. Get this out of here. Okay, and there's our last flower. There we go. Here is our adorable little gift bag. Isn't that precious? So here is the other bag that I showed you at the beginning that I made with the same, this comes out of the same pack of paper. I've put a little tag on it here with some ribbon. And I also made a matching card with those scraps that are left from your gift bag. So thanks a lot for joining me for this video today. If you happen to make one of these bags, please upload it to the Split Coast Gallery for the Designer Series gift bag so that we can see your creativity at work too. And for more information and more creative ideas, you can visit my blog at www.astampabove.com. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.